Chosen one, it's time to tell you everything. Divine truth. The truth will set you free. John 8:32. Welcome to Spiritual Wisdom, where we uncover the hidden truths meant for the chosen ones. If you've ever felt like there's more to your journey than what meets the eye, this message is for you. In today's video, we're diving into the divine truth that has been waiting for the right moment to reach you. This isn't just another message, it's a spiritual wake-up call. Are you ready to receive what heaven has been preparing to reveal? Let us know in the comments if you've ever felt called for something greater. Your insight could inspire someone else on their path to awakening. 1. You are undergoing a spiritual and energetic shift. You are undergoing a profound spiritual and energetic transformation, and it's far more than just a shift in mindset, it's a divine recalibration. God is not merely changing how you think. He is elevating your entire being. You are being led out of a life marked by waiting, uncertainty, and lack, and into a season of receiving, clarity, and divine abundance. This isn't about striving anymore. It's about alignment. The spiritual upgrade you're experiencing is a sacred preparation, refining you so that you can embody the purpose heaven has assigned to your soul. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Everything that once felt like delay was actually divine orchestration. What seemed like isolation was God setting you apart for revelation. What appeared as loss was making space for supernatural gain. The energy around you is shifting because you are shifting. Your frequency is rising. Your spirit is awakening. The emotional waves, the desire for solitude, the vivid dreams, and the heightened sensitivity, all of it is evidence that heaven is rewiring your inner world. This process may feel disorienting at times, but do not fear it. You are not breaking down. You are breaking free. Every spiritual awakening begins with a dismantling of the false self, the version of you shaped by fear, lack, and limitation, so that the truth of who you are in God can fully emerge. You were never meant to shrink to fit the world's expectations. You were called to expand into your divine authority. In this moment, you are walking through the threshold of sacred alignment. You are moving into the life that was always meant for you, the one where your energy attracts opportunities without striving, where your prayers begin to manifest without delay, and where your presence carries power without explanation. But this requires spiritual maturity. You must now protect your peace like a sacred altar. Guard your thoughts. Choose your words wisely. Stay grounded in gratitude. Keep your heart soft, but your boundaries strong. Not everyone can go where you're going, and that's okay. The spiritual path often requires solitude before expansion. As Scripture reminds us, to everything there is a season, and this is your season of spiritual evolution. This is not just about what you're about to receive. It's about who you are becoming. You are stepping into your higher self, not a version created by ambition or ego, but the one shaped by obedience, stillness, and divine wisdom. God is releasing favor, not because you demanded it, but because you became it. You aligned, you endured, you grew, and now everything is coming into place. The shift is already happening within you, and soon it will manifest around you. Stay the course. Trust the process. And remember, you are not called to blend in. You are chosen to rise. If you feel the shift within, and you're ready to align with God's divine upgrade, declare it now. Comment below, "I am in the flow of abundance," and step boldly into your new spiritual season. 2. Everything in your life was preparing you for this moment. Your past wasn't random. Every struggle, every unanswered question, every moment of silence, it was part of a divine design. The confusion you walked through was a spiritual classroom. The heartbreak wasn't there to break you. It was shaping your heart for something far greater. You were never abandoned. God was closer than ever, using each difficulty as a tool to refine you, to stretch you, to prepare you for the magnitude of the purpose you're about to walk into. What felt like pain was, in truth, a sacred preparation. The delays weren't denials. They were moments of hidden acceleration, working in your favor in ways you couldn't see. While others celebrated in the spotlight, you were called into the shadows, not because you were forgotten, but because you were being formed. You see, oil is pressed in secret before it's poured out in public. And you, the chosen one, were going through the press. God was extracting everything inside of you that couldn't survive at your next level. Every disappointment was God's way of rearranging your path to make sure you reach destiny without corruption. There's a reason the enemy targeted you so fiercely. He saw what was in you long before you did. He tried to make you believe you were weak, forgotten, unworthy, but that was a lie. The truth is, you were spiritually marked, set apart. The spiritual resistance in your life was proof of the calling on your life. The trials weren't just life happening. They were spiritual warfare against the light you carry. Your discernment has been sharpened through betrayal. Your strength has been forged through rejection. And your wisdom has grown through the storms others would have drowned in. God didn't allow it all to happen so you could suffer aimlessly. He allowed it so you could rise with clarity, with boldness, with divine understanding. And now, you no longer move like the man you used to be. You no longer seek approval from places that once ignored you. You no longer need external validation to confirm the internal transformation. You've crossed over into spiritual maturity. The fire didn't destroy you, it revealed you. The storm didn't sink you, it taught you how to walk on water. And now, every scar you carry is a testimony that you were chosen to survive what others couldn't. This moment right now is what everything has been leading up to. The shift in your spirit, the stirring in your soul that's not your imagination. It's confirmation. The divine timing is no longer in the distance. It's here. You are walking into alignment, into destiny, into the fullness of what your pain was preparing you for. And as you move forward, you do so not with fear, but with the spiritual authority of a man who knows God was always in control. Are you ready to embrace the purpose behind your pain and rise into the life you were being prepared for? If so, comment below. I am ready for elevation, to declare your commitment to this powerful transformation. 3. A divine countdown has begun. 7 days to breakthrough. Within the next 7 days, a spiritual shift is set to unfold, not a vague hope, but a divine timeline ordained by God Himself. What once seemed delayed or out of reach is now moving into alignment. The impossible is being reshaped by divine timing, and this shift demands more than passive hope. It calls for full spiritual awareness and preparation. You are not simply witnessing this moment. You are an active participant in a sacred unfolding. The spiritual door you've long awaited is opening, but only those ready in faith, not fear, will walk through it. This is not about random change. It's about being spiritually positioned to receive what heaven has already written for you. Just as a farmer prepares the soil before harvest, you must till your inner ground, clear distractions, align your thoughts, and deepen your relationship with the divine. These next 7 days are not ordinary. They are consecrated. Every action, every thought, every prayer has the power to shift your atmosphere. This is a time to press in, to listen closely, and to respond in obedience. God doesn't operate on our schedule. He moves when the Spirit is ready. There will be signs, a tightening in the spirit, a stillness that feels like something is coming. That's the spiritual atmosphere changing. And with it, opportunities will present themselves. Conversations will appear out of nowhere. Solutions to long-standing problems will emerge. But the real transformation will not be what happens around you. It will be what shifts within you. Your level of trust, your spiritual maturity, your response to the unseen, all of it is being tested and elevated. This divine countdown is not only about what God is doing, it's about what you're becoming. These 7 days are preparing you to carry what you've been praying for. You are being aligned with purpose, and nothing can be taken lightly now. The next 7 days are sacred ground. How you walk through them matters. Stay alert, stay grounded, stay in worship and expectancy. Because what's about to happen won't just change your circumstances, it will change you from the inside out. Breakthrough rarely comes with fireworks. Often, it arrives disguised as a quiet confirmation, a gentle push, or a sudden peace. Be sensitive to the spiritual signals. Don't speak against what God is doing just because you can't see it yet. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. This is the time to act like it's already done, even if your reality hasn't caught up yet. Your obedience in this window of time will unlock blessings that have been held back, waiting for your readiness. Heaven is in motion. Divine help has already been released. Your part is to stay aligned, stay faithful, and walk boldly. In 7 days, your life could look completely different, not because of chance, but because of divine spiritual order. If this message has stirred something deep within you, declare your faith in God's perfect timing by commenting, "I'm ready for my 7-day breakthrough. I trust God's divine plan for me." Let this be your spiritual agreement with what's already unfolding. 4. You have been chosen for a unique, sacred purpose. You were not chosen by accident. There is a spiritual fingerprint on your life that cannot be erased, ignored, or duplicated. This isn't about status, popularity, or worldly recognition. It's about sacred alignment. You've been handpicked by God for an assignment that only your spirit can carry, and that selection came with both divine favor and intense spiritual warfare. The chosen path is not for the faint of heart. It demands silence when others are speaking, faith when others are doubting, and movement when others are standing still. That is the hidden weight of the anointing. You look ordinary, but heaven knows you are anything but. There's a reason you felt out of place, misunderstood, or overlooked. The mark of the chosen is spiritual, not social. It's not seen by the eyes of men, but it is recognized in the spirit realm. Demons discern it, angels protect it, and the enemy fears it. That's why life has tried to break you before you could awaken to your purpose. But no matter how many times you've been knocked down, you've risen again, stronger, wiser, and more aligned. That is not resilience. That is destiny in motion. You are built for spiritual depth, not surface-level living. That is why shallow environments feel suffocating to you now. Your soul is craving the atmosphere of truth. Every trial, every betrayal, every delay was a test. God wasn't punishing you. He was preparing you. He was stripping away what couldn't go with you, removing the noise so you could hear Him clearly, and setting the stage for a revelation that only you would understand. Your wilderness wasn't a detour. It was a divine classroom. And now, the silence is starting to make sense. The isolation was not rejection, it was protection. Heaven needed to separate you in order to upgrade you spiritually. You've carried weight in the spirit realm that others couldn't handle. You've been trusted with pain because you would transform it into power. That's why you couldn't break like others did. That's why you've always bounced back. There's a higher covenant in your life. You are not just a survivor. You are a vessel of light, a carrier of spiritual truth, and a breaker of generational patterns. This is not motivational talk. This is prophetic clarity. God didn't call you to be comfortable. He called you to be chosen. The more you align with your spiritual identity, the more the world may resist you. That's part of the purification process. You must be tested by fire before you can carry divine fire. You must know stillness before you can release peace. You must know lack before you carry abundance with integrity. And through it all, God is watching your heart, not your performance. He wants your willingness, not your perfection. Because in the spirit realm, obedience speaks louder than talent. Availability outweighs qualifications. The time for shrinking is over. The time for apologizing for your light is done. There is no room for false humility when the heavens are calling you to rise. This is the season where you walk fully in your assignment, not because you feel ready, but because you were born ready. If this message reminded you of your sacred purpose, leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a word meant just for you. Comment below. I accept my divine calling with courage and faith. 5. Rejection was divine redirection. The people who once rejected you, misunderstood you, or dismissed your potential were never chosen to confirm your purpose. Their disapproval was never a verdict on your worth. It was a tool in your spiritual refinement. Every time they turned away, questioned your path, or failed to see your vision, heaven was orchestrating something far deeper. That rejection wasn't a block. It was a blessing. Not because the pain didn't matter, but because the pain was meant to mature you, to strip away your need for validation, and to anchor you in something higher than human praise. There are seasons where God will intentionally hide you, not because you are not ready, but because the world is not. You were not created to be understood by everyone, especially not during your preparation. Those silent years, the overlooked efforts, and the closed doors, they were sacred. That's where your character was carved, your resilience was tested, and your spiritual eyes were opened. The people who rejected you simply couldn't handle the weight of your destiny. And that's not their fault. That's divine design. Rejection is not always opposition. Sometimes it is redirection. When you were pushed out, you were actually being positioned. While others were celebrating shallow success, you were being buried like a seed so that you could grow roots deep enough to sustain what God was building in you. In hindsight, you'll see that every detour was part of the exact route heaven intended for you to walk. You weren't late. You weren't forgotten. You are being preserved, set apart, protected for the very moment you're entering now. This is the season where the rejection turns to recognition, not because the world suddenly sees you, but because God says, now. He is lifting the veil, not for applause, not for ego, but so that your spiritual assignment can no longer be hidden. Those who once looked down on you may now witness the fruit of what you cultivated in secret. But your elevation is not about proving anything to them. It is about proving your obedience to Him, because you didn't give up when it hurt. You didn't compromise when it was lonely. You kept walking. The same people who questioned your calling will now witness your anointing. And not because you sought revenge or applause, but because you walked in purpose without needing either. As it is written in Isaiah 60:22, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That time is unfolding, slowly, powerfully, unmistakably. What was once spiritual training in the dark is now turning into divine visibility, and everything that once hurt you is now working for you, not in theory, in reality. You are not rising because you forced your way through. You are rising because you surrendered, because you endured the hidden seasons, the spiritual pruning, the quiet tests of character. And now, heaven is responding. The divine echo of your obedience is returning as favor. And this is only the beginning. Don't let rejection define you. Let it refine you. God is turning your past pain into purpose and your rejection into recognition. Type, I trust God's redirection in the comments to affirm your faith in this divine plan. 6. The shift will unlock your spiritual and creative gifts. This transformation is not merely a phase, it is the unlocking of your divine essence. What has been dormant within you is now being stirred by spiritual force. Your spiritual insight begins to expand, like a veil being lifted. You no longer see life from a surface-level lens. You begin to perceive patterns, energies, and divine messages hidden in ordinary events. This clarity is not something you achieve, it is something you remember. It's the return of your original design, the way your soul was always meant to function, now reactivated. Your intuition sharpens. You don't guess you know. You sense what's coming before it arrives. You feel when a space is off, and you discern truth, even when it's hidden. This is no longer about second-guessing yourself. You begin to realize that the inner voice you once ignored was divine guidance all along. And now, that voice grows stronger. It leads you without fear, not with loud commands, but through peaceful conviction. You walk into rooms and feel what words can't explain. You begin to trust the subtle. You begin to honor the quiet nudges. This is spiritual intelligence awakening from within. As this inner world unfolds, your creativity begins to erupt. But this is not ordinary creativity, it is sacred. It's not just about talent or performance. It's about being a vessel for something higher. You write with fire, speak with clarity, build with divine precision. You start solving problems with solutions that feel channeled from a higher realm. You express truth in ways that resonate deeply with others, not because you're trying to impress, but because you are aligned with something eternal. Creativity becomes your ministry. It becomes a spiritual outpouring, not a personal pursuit. Simultaneously, your power to manifest begins to awaken. But this isn't wishful thinking or surface-level attraction. This is a deep, aligned manifestation. You're no longer begging the universe. You're resonating with it. What you need begins to find you, not because you chase it, but because you have become a match for it. You live in a higher frequency now. You let go of forcing and step into flow. You align with God's timing instead of your own. Desires you once doubted suddenly appear in ways that confirm this was never random. It was spiritual law responding to your energetic shift. This entire unfolding is spiritual recalibration. You're not the same person. You're being rewired from the inside out. Your thoughts, your energy, your instincts, all of it is shifting toward alignment with your soul's true path. You no longer tolerate what drains you. You no longer fear what tried to break you. You are awakening into purpose. And every delay you've experienced now feels like preparation. What once felt like being stuck was sacred stillness. What once felt like silence was spiritual instruction. Everything within you that was asleep is now rising. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are becoming what you were always destined to be. Awakened, aligned, and spiritually activated. Don't forget to subscribe for more spiritual wisdom to help you awaken your gifts, unlock your creativity, and step fully into divine alignment. Your transformation has already begun. Stay connected so you never miss the guidance meant for you. 7. You must break free from limitations and past beliefs. Old fears, doubts, and limitations are spiritual chains that must be broken. They were formed in moments of survival, not purpose. If you carry them into your new season, they will sabotage the very blessings you've been praying for. You can't elevate with the same mindset that kept you stuck. What once helped you cope is now holding you hostage. You are being spiritually invited into a new dimension of growth, but entry requires surrender. You must let go of the old blueprint, the one shaped by pain, rejection, insecurity, and control, because it can't carry the weight of your destiny. God is not calling you to stay safe. He's calling you to be transformed. The comfort zone, while familiar, is also a cage. And cages aren't for eagles. You were never meant to live confined by what others think, or what you used to believe about yourself. The chosen ones are often called into unfamiliar territory because their purpose cannot be activated in ordinary conditions. This shift you're feeling is not just a mental or emotional change, it's a spiritual awakening. It's heaven's way of pushing you into alignment with your higher path. The discomfort you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. Transformation always comes at the cost of familiarity. You will have to release the relationships, behaviors, and thoughts that were never built to last. Some things you're still holding on to are already expired, and spiritually, you know it. What once felt like stability now feels like restriction. That's not by accident. It's a divine design. Your soul is outgrowing the space it was once content in. The same conversations don't inspire you anymore. The same patterns don't fulfill you anymore. That's because you're being called higher, deeper, freer. Every breakthrough begins with a breakdown of the false identity. You were never your fear. You were never your mistakes. You were never your lack. These were temporary illusions, not eternal truths. And now, God is rewriting your narrative. Not because you earned it, but because He already ordained it. Your next season doesn't require perfection. It requires participation. The spiritual realm responds to bold moves. Faith is not just a feeling, it's an action. When you move, heaven moves with you. Letting go is hard because we confuse comfort with calling. But you cannot carry both. One will always cost the other. And if you're serious about stepping into what God has for you, you have to make peace with the idea that the old version of you, the one shaped by fear, silence, and delay, can't survive in the atmosphere of your anointing. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everything will make sense at first, but it doesn't have to. All it requires is your yes. Not to who you were, but to who you are becoming. Spiritually, emotionally, and energetically, the time is now. If you're ready to let go of the past and walk boldly into the future God has designed for you, comment below, "I am breaking free," to declare your readiness. 8. Now is the time for action, not waiting. God has already placed within you every spiritual tool, every ounce of courage, and every seed of wisdom required to begin. What's holding you back is no longer a lack of resources, but a hesitation to move. And that hesitation is not humility, it's spiritual resistance. The longer you delay, the more the door of divine opportunity begins to close, not because God withdraws, but because destiny requires movement. Faith is not passive, it is a force. And bold obedience is the only key that unlocks what prayer alone cannot. As Scripture reminds us, faith without works is dead. You've prayed long enough. Now it's time to move with the authority of someone who knows they've been chosen. You don't need another sign, another sermon, or another confirmation. You are the confirmation. The tools may look small, the vision may feel overwhelming, but so did David's sling in front of Goliath. Still, he moved. He didn't wait for applause or approval. He acted in full alignment with divine instruction. That is spiritual leadership, walking into the unknown, because your soul trusts the one who called you. And if God called you, He already made provision for your next step. The challenge is no longer external, it's internal. Will you choose fear or faith? Passivity or purpose? When God places a fire in your bones, it will burn everything that stands in the way of your assignment, including your excuses. That inner unrest you feel isn't anxiety, it's spiritual urgency. Heaven is calling you to step out. Action births alignment. Heaven responds to movement. The Red Sea didn't part until Moses raised his staff. The walls of Jericho didn't fall until they marched. And your breakthrough will not manifest until you move. It's not about feeling ready. It's about being spiritually obedient, even when your mind still has questions. The idea that you must wait until you're perfect is a lie crafted to paralyze your purpose. God doesn't use the qualified, He qualifies the obedient. Noah didn't wait for public approval to build the ark. Abraham didn't wait to understand the whole plan before he left everything. And you, the chosen one, cannot afford to wait for comfort before you take your place. Your delay doesn't make things safer. It makes your spirit heavier. Spiritual growth is not found in endless preparation. It's found in execution, rooted in divine faith. You were not created to be ordinary. You are not designed to blend in. You were formed for impact. But impact requires risk. It demands movement. God gave you the blueprint in silence, not so you could keep it buried, but so you could carry it out in boldness. The season of waiting has served its purpose. Now is the moment to launch, to lead, to speak, to show up with holy confidence. Everything you need is already within you, and heaven is waiting for your yes. Not your perfect yes, but your courageous one. Bold obedience is what activates the supernatural. Faith is the signal that opens the floodgates. And God is ready. Are you? If you know it's time to move and stop waiting, comment below, "I'm taking action now," to declare your faith and bold obedience. Or comment, "Still unsure." If you're wrestling with the timing, your honesty matters too. 9. Forgiveness and spiritual awakening will lead to peace and abundance. Letting go of bitterness is not just an act of kindness, it is a sacred decision that aligns your soul with divine order. When you choose to forgive those who hurt you, you're not excusing the pain or denying what happened. You're choosing yourself. You are choosing peace over torment, light over shadows, and liberation over emotional bondage. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the highest demonstration of spiritual strength, because it demands that you confront the wound, feel it fully, and then release it with love. Bitterness locks the heart and clogs the flow of divine energy. The longer you hold on to resentment, the more it becomes a prison disguised as protection. You may believe holding on to the pain keeps you safe, but in truth, it only keeps you stuck. The universe cannot pour blessings into a heart filled with rage. It is only when the heart softens, when love is allowed to rise again, that miracles begin to unfold. This is the foundation of spiritual awakening. Choosing peace even when you have every reason to be angry. Choosing grace when vengeance would feel easier. Each time you forgive, you cleanse your energetic field. You release the spiritual toxins that block joy, healing, and abundance. It is an act of deep alignment, a return to your true frequency. You were never meant to carry those burdens forever. You are a vessel of divine light, and bitterness is too heavy for the path ahead. As you release the past, you'll begin to notice divine order stepping in. Circumstances shift. New opportunities appear. Peace becomes your new default. And slowly, your life begins to mirror the serenity of your soul. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means no longer giving the pain permission to define your future. When you release what was, you make room for what will be. The reward of forgiveness is not only peace, but also spiritual abundance, a life filled with purpose, clarity, and divine provision. As you shift from emotional survival into spiritual wholeness, everything around you begins to reflect that transformation. Where there was chaos, there is now calm. Where there was a lack, there is now flow. Forgiveness is the spiritual key that unlocks the gates to divine favor. This path may ask much of you. It may require silence when you want to scream, prayer when you want to retaliate, and surrender when you want control. But every time you choose higher, you elevate. Every time you choose to love instead of hate, you rise. You are not just forgiving a person, you are freeing your spirit, aligning with your Creator, and making space for heaven to move on your behalf. Your peace is sacred, your awakening is near, and your abundance is waiting. To affirm your readiness for healing and breakthrough, declare your commitment. Comment below, "I choose to forgive, to release the past, and welcome peace, love, and spiritual abundance into your life." Your words may inspire someone else to begin their own journey of freedom. Thank you for joining us on this powerful journey of spiritual awakening. If this message stirred something within you, trust that it wasn't by accident. Divine truth always finds those who are ready to receive it. There is still so much more to reveal, so don't miss what's coming next. Be sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so you'll be the first to know when the next message is released. Stay grounded, stay open, and remember, you were chosen for a reason. Chosen one. God is sending a wealthy soulmate who will uplift you and relocate you. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. This timeless proverb reminds us that divine timing is never accidental, it's intentional. On spiritual wisdom, today's message is for the chosen ones who have endured the fire of isolation, refinement, and preparation. You didn't just survive. You were being aligned for something greater. God is sending you not just love, but partnership, a soulmate wealthy in spirit and resources, someone who will honor your calling, uplift your energy, and even relocate you into a whole new chapter of destiny. Are you ready to receive this kind of love? Comment below. I am open to divine alignment, and share your thoughts. What does a spiritually wealthy partnership mean to you? Let's grow together on this sacred journey. Chapter 1. The season of isolation had a purpose. Your loneliness was never a punishment. It was divine preparation. God set you apart, not to abandon you, but to cleanse your soul, to strip away the noise of the world, and to refine your discernment. In that sacred space of isolation, your spiritual awakening began. You were not hidden. You were being healed, strengthened, and aligned with the essence of who you truly are. Through that solitude, you learned to stop chasing what was never meant for you. The illusions, the counterfeits, the distractions that once seemed so alluring, they no longer hold power over you. Your spirit has tasted peace, not the fleeting peace that depends on circumstances, but the deep-rooted calm that arises from knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be. You no longer seek external validation because you have come home to yourself. This process carved wisdom into your bones. You now see clearly what aligns with your soul and what does not. You no longer settle for relationships that drain you, opportunities that diminish you, or environments that stifle your spirit. You have been prepared to receive something greater, something real, a love that matches the depth of your transformation. God is sending a soulmate into your life, not just any companion, but one destined for you. This person carries not only material wealth, but spiritual abundance. They are rich in faith, character, and understanding, shaped by their own journey of refinement. They will recognize the divine within you and stand beside you, not in competition, but in partnership. They will honor your vision, speak life into your dreams, and walk with you toward the future you were always meant to build. This connection will not only uplift you, but relocate you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It will move you into a higher realm of being, a space where you feel seen, supported, and free to expand. Together, you will enter a season where love is no longer about filling voids, but about sharing overflow. This is the fruit of your spiritual awakening, the alignment of your inner growth with the external blessings that now have permission to find you. The season of isolation was the soil where your roots grew deep. It was the groundwork for everything that is about to flourish. Trust the process. The love that is coming has been divinely timed, and it will meet you exactly where you are ready, whole, and awakened. Are you ready to honor the purpose behind your season of isolation? If this message speaks to your soul, comment below. I am prepared for real love to affirm your growth and alignment. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss these powerful insights for your spiritual journey. Chapter 2. The Soulmate. Coming is wealthy in spirit and resources. The soulmate entering your life is unlike anyone you've known before. They are wealthy not only in material resources, but in spiritual depth, wisdom, and purpose. This is someone who has endured their own seasons of refinement, walking through the fires of life's challenges and emerging stronger, more grounded, and deeply aligned with their divine mission. Their wealth is not measured solely by financial means, but by their character, their peace, and the spiritual richness they carry within. They have been prepared, just as you have, for this moment of alignment. This partner will not come to overshadow your light or disrupt your path. Instead, they will magnify the radiance you've cultivated. Their abundance is not a tool for control, but a resource for building together. They will stand beside you, recognizing your strength and honoring your journey. Together, you will create something greater, a partnership rooted in mutual respect, shared purpose, and spiritual alignment. Their mission will complement yours. Their vision will intertwine with yours. They are not here to change your direction, but to walk alongside you as both of your lights expand into something extraordinary. This is a union forged by divine hands. Their heart understands the sacredness of your calling. They see the work you've done in silence, the inner healing, the spiritual growth, the unwavering faith you've carried through seasons of solitude, and they will come ready to pour into that space, not to take from it, but to nourish it, to uplift it, and to see it flourish. Their abundance, both spiritual and material, is meant to multiply with yours, creating a foundation of stability, love, and purpose that will elevate you both. This partnership is about expansion. It's about moving into a realm where both of you can thrive, not just financially, but spiritually and emotionally. They will relocate you not merely to a different place, but to a higher state of being. Together, you will enter new territories of purpose and fulfillment, reaching levels of peace and joy that neither of you could have accessed alone. Their presence will feel like alignment, like destiny unfolding exactly as it was meant to. Their wealth, their faith, their understanding, they are all tools to serve the greater mission that the two of you will share. They know that true abundance lies not just in possessions, but in the capacity to give, to uplift, and to build something lasting. They have been prepared for this moment, just as you have. The convergence of your journeys will spark something powerful, a union that embodies divine timing and sacred purpose. This is the kind of love that transforms not because it fills a void, but because it activates potential. It's a spiritual partnership where both hearts are ready to pour into each other, where both visions align and multiply. The energy between you will not compete, it will collaborate. The love shared will not confine, it will liberate. Together, you will rise into a space of shared abundance, where the material and the spiritual merge to support a higher calling. Comment below, "I am aligned for love and abundance," if you're ready to welcome a soulmate who matches your spirit and purpose. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a message designed to uplift your journey. Chapter 3. Relocation is part of your destiny. God is stirring your spirit, calling you to move not just geographically, but spiritually. Where you are now has served its purpose. It has been the soil for your roots, the ground for your lessons, but it can no longer contain the magnitude of what God is cultivating within you. This is divine repositioning. The environment that once felt like home may now feel restrictive, uncomfortable, even confining, because your soul has outgrown it. Just as an eagle pushes its young from the nest to teach them to fly, God is pushing you toward new horizons, knowing that the next level of your spiritual elevation requires new ground beneath your feet. Relocation is not merely about a physical move. It's about aligning your external world with the growth taking place within. Your spirit is expanding, and the space around you must reflect that expansion. The right atmosphere nurtures your spiritual gifts, sharpens your discernment, and connects you with the divine opportunities assigned to your purpose. Sometimes, this shift may arrive through a soulmate, a person whose presence ushers in the next chapter of your journey. Their alignment with your mission, their spiritual maturity, their resources all serve as instruments of God's plan to relocate not just your body, but your soul into a higher dimension of living. The move may come disguised as a job opportunity, a door you never thought to knock on, or a sudden inner knowing that your time in a certain place has reached its end. Yet behind it all, the hand of God is at work, orchestrating every detail. As Proverbs reminds us, a man may plan his way, but it is the Lord who directs his steps. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are being positioned precisely. Relocation, in the spiritual sense, is a sacred invitation to step into new territory where your gifts will be better received. Your voice will echo louder, and your purpose will expand. The land you're being called to may hold connections, opportunities, and blessings that cannot manifest in your current environment. Just as a seed cannot bloom in soil that no longer nourishes it, your destiny cannot fully unfold in a place that limits your growth. You must move to thrive. The soulmate God is sending will not only complement your journey, but may be the catalyst for this move. They bring with them more than companionship, they bring alignment. Their wealth is not solely financial, it is spiritual, emotional, and purposeful. Together, you will build, expand, and elevate beyond what either of you could accomplish alone. This partnership may require a physical relocation, but it will most certainly elevate you spiritually and emotionally into realms you've never known. This divine repositioning is strategic. It's about preparation and alignment, ensuring that as your spirit rises, your surroundings support that elevation. Trust the stirring within you. The discomfort you feel is a sign that your time in the current place is complete. The chapter is closing, not because of failure, but because of fulfillment. God is doing a new thing, making streams in the wasteland, paths in the wilderness. The call to move is the call to receive. Relocation is more than a change of scenery. It is the opening of a new dimension in your life where your purpose meets its fullest expression. If this message resonates with your spirit and you feel the call to step into your next season, declare it in the comments. I am ready for divine relocation. Let this be your affirmation that you trust God's timing and His plan to position you exactly where you're meant to thrive. Chapter 4. God is matching purpose with purpose. This relationship is not merely about love. It is about legacy. It is about two souls, each refined in the fire of experience, coming together to create something far greater than themselves. Both of you have walked through seasons of pain, obedience, and isolation. These were not random trials. They were divine preparations. Every moment of solitude, every act of faith, every tear shed in silence has been shaping you for this appointed time. And now, as your paths converge, the union that forms will be one where purpose meets purpose, where love becomes a vehicle for something eternal. This is a union of mission, a sacred partnership forged not just for personal fulfillment, but for global impact. Together, you will not only share love, you will build with it. Your combined strength will be the foundation for businesses that stand in integrity, ministries that touch hearts, healing spaces that mend broken spirits. This relationship is a calling in itself. It will be a lighthouse for others lost at sea, a living testimony of what happens when two people fully surrender to divine alignment. You will raise children, whether of the body or the spirit, guiding them with wisdom gained through your own journey of spiritual awakening. These children will not only inherit your love, but also your vision, your mission, your unwavering commitment to living in purpose. Your partnership will magnify your individual gifts, blending them into a force that reflects the glory of God in every endeavor. Where once you stood alone, now you will stand together, stronger, brighter, more impactful. The world will not be able to ignore what you create. This love is not meant to be hidden. It is designed to illuminate, to expand the light within you and around you. Your union will be the embodiment of God's promise that when two or more gather in His name, He is present, magnifying their efforts, blessing their work, and expanding their reach. This is not about dependence, nor is it about control. It is about mutual respect, shared vision, and aligned destiny. As the late Dr. Miles Monroe wisely said, "When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. But when purpose is clear and shared between two souls committed to higher calling, there is no room for abuse, only growth, expansion, and divine multiplication." This is the relationship you've been prepared for, one that aligns with the core of who you are and amplifies the mission embedded in your spirit. Everything you have endured was leading here. The isolation was not a punishment, but preparation. The waiting was not denial, but divine timing. And now, with the merging of your paths, you are stepping into a season where love fuels legacy, where your spiritual awakening finds its counterpart, and where the impact of your union will ripple far beyond what either of you could accomplish alone. This is what happens when God matches purpose with purpose, a sacred partnership that reflects His glory and changes the world. If this message resonated with your spirit today, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on insights that elevate your journey. Together, we're building a legacy of purpose and faith. Comment below, "I am aligned with my divine purpose," to affirm this powerful season of union and mission in your life. Chapter 5. You won't have to force this connection. You will not have to force this connection. It will unfold with ease, like a river naturally finding its course. There will be no confusion, no need for manipulation or guessing games. Instead, this relationship will arrive with undeniable clarity, a spiritual confirmation that echoes deep within your soul. You will know it is right, not because you've convinced yourself, but because peace will flood your spirit. God does not operate through chaos or uncertainty. When He brings two souls together, the signs are clear, the path is smooth, and the heart feels safe. This union is a sacred alignment, one where your spirit instantly recognizes the other. It's as if your souls have been speaking the same language long before your eyes ever meet. There is no striving, no chasing, just the gentle merging of two journeys that were always destined to cross. This connection honors your healing, respects your boundaries, and embraces every part of your spiritual journey. Both of you will come as whole individuals, refined through seasons of growth, ready to build something greater together. The pursuit will be mutual, balanced, and filled with purpose. You will not be left holding the relationship together alone. Instead, both hearts will lean in, both hands will build, and both spirits will rise. The beauty of this love lies in its respect. Respect for where you've been, respect for who you are, and respect for the sacred ground you both stand on. Each of you will honor the other's story, the pain, the lessons, the victories, and in doing so, create a space where trust can deepen. There is no rush to fix or change one another. Instead, healing continues within the safety of the connection. Together, you nurture each other's growth, understanding that the journey is ongoing, but no longer solitary. Spiritually, this is a partnership designed to elevate both of you. There is no competition, no need to outshine the other. Your soulmate will not fear your light. They will reflect it back to you, brighter than ever. This is the kind of connection that multiplies blessings, that expands your capacity to love, to serve, and to step fully into your divine purpose. Two energies intertwining, not to control or limit, but to liberate and empower. You've known struggle, you've known isolation, but now you will know peace and companionship. This connection is not something you can force or fabricate. It is a divine orchestration, unfolding at the perfect time, in the perfect way. And when it comes, you will feel the difference. The striving will cease, and the ease will begin. If this message resonates with your spirit, take a moment to comment, "I am ready for divine connection," below. Let this be your affirmation that you are open to love that flows effortlessly, rooted in peace and mutual respect. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss these powerful insights on your spiritual journey. Chapter 6. Your value will be honored, not overlooked. Past relationships may have left you feeling unseen, like your soul's sacredness was too vast for others to hold. You've endured seasons where you had to explain your depth, where your heart's wisdom felt like too much for those unwilling to meet you in your fullness. But that chapter is closing. A new connection is unfolding, one where your spiritual worth will not only be seen, but honored. There will be no need to justify your dreams, to dim your light, or to make yourself smaller to fit into someone else's limited understanding. This soulmate will recognize your value instinctively, embracing every part of your journey, the triumphs and the trials, with reverence. They will see you as God sees you, whole, worthy, and deeply significant. This connection carries healing in its essence. It is the kind of love that restores what life has worn down. No more pouring from an empty cup or feeling like you are giving more than you receive. This love will speak life over you, affirming the divine purpose etched into your being. It will nurture your spirit, reminding you that your mission matters, that your voice deserves to be heard. Like iron sharpening iron, this partnership will refine and uplift you, not by demanding more of you, but by encouraging the best within you to rise. There will be an ease in this union, a flow that feels natural, where your ambitions and spiritual insights are not only accepted, but celebrated. This soulmate is not coming to save you. They are coming to walk beside you. They arrive as a complement to your journey, bringing their own strength, wisdom, and spiritual grounding. Together, you will create a space where love and purpose intertwine, amplifying each other's light. The burdens you've carried alone for so long will finally have a resting place, shared with someone who understands the magnitude of your calling. This is a spiritual alignment, a meeting of souls designed not only to love, but to build, to heal, and to elevate. In their presence, you will find safety to be fully yourself. There will be no competition, no control, only mutual respect and shared vision. Your past pain, the silent battles, the hidden tears, all of it was preparation for this moment. It was never about punishment, but refinement, shaping you into the man capable of receiving such profound love. This is more than emotional support. It's spiritual restoration, a recalibration of your heart and purpose. You will rise together, two souls aligned, ready to walk into the destiny that has been waiting for you both. If this message has touched your spirit, take a moment to affirm it with faith. Repeat after me. I am worthy of love that honors my value and uplifts my soul. I receive this blessing fully. And if you feel led, share your affirmation in the comments below. Let's stand together in this season of divine recognition and healing love. Chapter 7. Get ready to receive what you prayed for. Your prayers have not gone unheard. The longing you've carried for a love that aligns with your soul's purpose is now being answered. This is not just about romance. It is about a partnership designed to nurture your vision, to protect your heart, and to guide you toward your higher calling. The person stepping into your life brings more than companionship. They bring direction, covering, and a shared mission that complements your spiritual awakening. This union will offer you a sense of security while also challenging you to rise into the fullness of who you are meant to become. But before this divine partnership can fully manifest, preparation is required. Your heart, much like a sacred space, must be cleared of old debris to welcome new growth. Let go of past attachments, unresolved wounds, and lingering doubts. Holding on to what no longer serves you will only crowd the space needed for this destined connection. As Rumi beautifully reminds us, try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. Release what was, so that what is meant for you can take its rightful place. This is your harvest season. The delays you have endured are shifting into divine acceleration. Where there was waiting, there will now be movement. Where there was silence, there will now be clarity. Every tear, every lonely night, every unanswered question has been preparing the ground beneath you for this very moment. This connection will not only offer comfort, but will also awaken your destiny. Together, you and this person will not just share love. You will magnify purpose, create legacy, and expand the reach of your spiritual mission. Spiritual awakening is about alignment. It is about tuning into the frequency of your purpose so that everything in your life, from relationships to opportunities, resonates with that vibration. This is not mere chance. It is divine timing in action. Your prayers have been heard, and the universe is conspiring to bring them to fruition. Faith is not a passive state. It is active preparation. When you clear space in your heart and life, you signal that you are ready. You are setting the table before the feast arrives. Trust that this moment has been divinely orchestrated. As it says in Hebrews 11 verse 1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Though you may not see the full picture yet, know that everything is unfolding according to a higher plan. Your season is shifting, your heart is being prepared, and your destiny is awakening. If this message resonates with your spirit, it's time to claim it. Declare your readiness by commenting below, "I am ready to receive." Let this be your bold affirmation that your heart and life are open for the love, partnership, and purpose you've been praying for. Your season of harvest is here. Step into it with faith. Thank you for joining me on this journey of spiritual insight. If this message spoke to your heart and spirit today, don't keep it to yourself like this video. Share it with someone who needs this encouragement, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more uplifting content designed to guide you on your divine path. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next message meant just for you. Until next time, stay aligned, stay open, and trust that what's meant for you is already on its way.